Hello everyone, this is my next video in the series of Accounting Simplified. So we are simplifying the accounting rules. Like in the preceding classes, we studied rules of debit and credit. We went through them thoroughly. Then we studied entry making. Now we are coming to the next part of the accounting procedure, that is T accounts. Like accounting is a system of recording and classifying and summarizing the transactions. We understood recording, that is entry making through debit and credit. Now is the time to classify, and classification work is done through T accounts. Now this T account has two words. One is the account and next is the T account. So let us first understand the definitions. Now an account is a record of transactions under a particular head. For example, cash, salary, debtors, creditors, capital. Like you see, in a business, there are a variety of transactions taking place every day. Now, you will be recording them through the entries. But at a point of time, you may want to pause and think, what is the balance? Do I have sufficient stock available? What is the total expenditure that I have paid? Or what is my capital in the business? Or what is the bank balance or cash balance available with the business? So you want to know the balances. Or if you know the balance, like cash account, you can easily check your money. You know the balance, but you do not remember, yes, where the money is spent. So are you going to go through all the hundreds of entries and then see where the money is spent? No. So for its own convenience, a businessman records the transactions and then classifies them. So transactions are classified under different headings. So for each transaction, we have a different account. So the account is basically a summary or a record of transactions under a heading. So everywhere where cash is spent or received, anything relating to cash will come under cash account. When you pay salaries to your workers, it is coming under salaries account. When you have receivables, money to be received from your customers, you have debtors account, account of capital, rent accounts, right? So we have different accounts for classification of the transactions. Now an account shows the amount of the transaction. So account will be showing not only the amount of the transaction but also its effect and direction. That is, it will not only show that this transaction has happened. You may be showing that you have sold goods for say 5,000 rupees. So amount is 5,000. It will not only show 5,000 but it will also show the direction. Is it coming into the business or it is going out of the business, or what is the effect? It has increased your cash or it has reduced your cash, right? So it will show the transaction, its effect and direction. So the incoming and outgoing, plus or minus, that effect will be shown. Now this is shown or presented through a T account. So a T account is basically a visual presentation of an account. That is how we see an account is presented or shown through T account. So it is what we visually see. So what it means is that when you have an account, so you will be showing it in form of T shape. That is, this is how your account appears. It's a T, and your account will appear like this. So for your own understanding, we have various columns within each side. So herein we give the heading of the account. Account is written as A/C. So you give a heading: cash account, capital account, rent account, salary account. So a heading is given. Now in this you have two sides. Debit is always on the left side. Now debit is reported as DR, and credit is always on the right side. So we have two sides called debit and credit. Now what is debit? What is credit? Now debit and credit is nothing but the means to show the direction. So debit will be showing, credit will be showing the direction. Now the account may have increased or it may have reduced due to a transaction. So that increase or decrease is shown through debit and credit. But it is not always increase or it is always decrease. It is not like this, because debit and credit will show increase or decrease as per the rule. Now remember, in the very first video we studied the basic debit and credit rule, that is dead silo. I hope you remember. In case you are new, you can just get back to the previous videos. So this is a T shape. On one side we have debt, on other side we have silo. So you are just to remember, to understand or remember the rules of debit and credit. So I don't know how will you remember this, but if we use it over and over again, this phrase will be remembered, right? So what it implies is D is for debit, C is for credit. So this is for account making. So your left side will always be debit, right side of an account will always be credit. This is how it is. This is how it is in the account also. Secondly, these are the positives of expense. A for assets, D for drawings. So you have positives here. So you can remember through this phrase that whenever expense, asset or drawing, they are positive, they are increasing. If something increases, these are to be debited. And this is income, liability, and owner's equity, that is his capital. So this is the positive on the credit side. So when these increase, when you receive income, when you create a liability, suppose you took a loan, so their positive is credit, so it will be written on the credit side. And when there is a decrease, so automatically positives are to be remembered, so negative will be on the opposite side. So their negative will be on this side and their negative will be on the debit side. So we have to just remember this. So according to our account, we will classify them as increase or decrease. So if I am making a income account, then this is plus, income is on this side. So credit is plus, this is minus. If I am preparing asset account, drawing account, then this is plus and this is minus. So this is how an account looks. Now in each side we have certain columns. Like we are to show the amount, so there should be a column for amount. Secondly, it should show the transactions, like why is it coming here on the debit side, what has caused this change, and a date, that is the date on which the transaction has taken place. So you have certain columns on each side. Then one small column here is for the journal folio. Remember, journal we had for journal entries. So journal folio will be there. Now the purpose of this I will be explaining later on, but right now just understand this is how an account appears. So in simple terms, it's a T shape. It has two sides, right? So it is a T-shape account. So on one side we will be showing increases, on the other side we will show decreases, but it's not always increase and decrease. It will depend upon the account, right? Now how do we record here? Now debit side, everything is recorded with 2. You have to write anything, you write it 2 so and so, 2 so and so. If anything is to be recorded on the credit side, it will be by. And at the end, account is balanced. So what we do here is that we total up the two sides and we balance it. So suppose herein you have 5,000 and on the credit side you have 2,000. It means you have more of debit. So its balance is reported as to balance brought down. The difference 4,000 or 3,000. So you have 5,000 here, you have 2,000 here. So 3,000 is left here. So this is the balance. This is called balancing. Although when we balance it, what we try to do is we try to make these amounts equal. So what we shall be doing is, suppose it is having 5,000 here and it is having 2,000 here. So in order to make the totals equal, you need to put 3,000 here. So this is the balancing figure. So we call it carrying the balances to the next part. So this balance is carried over here. So this is the actual balance, this is just the balancing. So we never read the balance with the difference coming here. We read the balance as to where it is to come. Since debit is more, so you will read it as a debit balance. So likewise, these are credit, so they will be having a credit balance. And expenses, assets and drawings will always be having a debit balance. So they have debit balances, they have credit balances. So this is how we prepare the account. So from next time onwards, you will be having a balance, then you will record the transactions and you will be done with balancing it. Now, we just did one account. But in a business, we don't have one account. We have a variety of accounts to cover all the transactions. So, businesses have a particular book called ledger. Like in your schools, you had different copies, a copy for maths, a copy for say science, a copy for SST. So you have copies with different subjects, different names. So business also has different registers, different copies for entry making and for making accounts. Now the copy or the book wherein all accounts are maintained is called ledger. So a ledger is a book where all transactions are recorded in the classified form according to their type. So in a ledger, all transactions will be recorded. So you recorded them in the entries also, but now you are to record them in the ledger also. So you will be preparing an account for cash, an account for bank, an account for capital, an account for rent, salaries, telephone bills, depreciation, land and building. So name any transaction, name any account, it has to be there in the ledger. So ledger is a book wherein all transactions are recorded in the classified form. So herein we will classify the transactions. Cash transactions will put under cash account, right? So creditors transactions will put under creditors account. So we will be having a recording here. So it's a place where we record, sort and store transactions in various accounts. So what happens is at the end of the year, we balance the accounts and present them in the form of a trial balance. So this trial balance basically balances all the accounts. It shows the balances. So when this is matching, it means we have done our accounts correctly, right? You haven't omitted anything. You haven't missed anything. So it just ensures that you have recorded all the effects. So this is how a ledger will be prepared. So in a business, we'll be having accounts for different things and we'll prepare these in a book called ledger. Now let us understand the procedure of account making in a very short manner. Okay, so let us take an example. Suppose Mr. X, I'm just taking a simple example to understand making of an account. So we are tracing the account with the transactions. So Mr. X has cash balance of say 10,000 rupees. Then he paid telephone bills 1,000 rupees. He purchased stock. Stock means the goods in which you are dealing. So if you are having an electrical shop, it means you are buying and selling electrical goods, so they are called stock. If you have a ready-made garment shop, then ready-made garments are your stock. So we give a common name. Stock means something in which the business is trading. So you purchased stock for 3,000. Then you sold entire stock for say 3,800. Then he spent on his dinner 500 rupees. So these are the transactions. Now what is the effect? An account is not only to show the amount but also the direction. So what is the direction? Is it increasing the balance? Is it reducing the balance? How will we do this? Let us just see. This is your balance, so this is there with you, right? You paid telephone bills. Now when you pay something, it means you pay it in cash, so your cash is reducing. Your balance is now going to be lesser because you paid it. It moved out of business. So a negative will be assigned here. You purchased stock. Now think of yourself going to the shop, buying the stock. You get stock, you give cash. So again, your cash is moving out. We are working for cash. We sold stock. Stock is coming, but cash cash is stock is sold, so stock is going but cash is coming. Then you spent on dinner. You spent 500 on dinner, so your cash is reduced. So what is the net balance? So you can just balance the amounts. Now how are we going to do? Are we going to do this like say 10,000 minus 1,000, 9,000, then minus 3,000, 6,000, then this plus 9,800, then 9,300. Of course we can do this because transactions are limited. But in a business you won't be having only 5 transactions. You will be having hundreds of transactions. So you need to report plus and minus separately. So you have these two plus. So under plus we will be clubbing these two. Under minus we will be clubbing minus transactions. So minus is 4,500, this is 13,800. So how much is left? 9,300 is the balance, right? So the same thing now can be presented in form of cash account. So how will we prepare it? It's a T account. So this is the basic shape. Rest all are just incidental or ancillary, additional information that we are disclosing. So a debit and a credit. Its debit is positive, its credit is negative. So just record it. Debits are to come here. So anything written on debit comes with the 2. So 2 balance brought down, 10,000 minus telephone bills paid by you minus. So by telephone bills account 1,000. Purchased stock minus. So by stock account 3,000. Sold stock, you got cash plus. So plus is this. So to stock account. So remember we are to account for the transactions according to the direction, plus or minus. Spent on dinner. Now what should we write here? We need to explain this. So should we write here dinner? Now in a business, what is meant by dinner? Is it a business expense? No. You did it on your own. You spent it on your own. So this is the drawing. When a businessman uses the money of business for any purpose, it is his drawing. So it is not an expense, dinner expense for business. Now we are to balance it. So what we find here is that on this side we have a total of 13,800. Here you have 4,500. Right? So I'll just put it here. It means 9,300 should be the balance. So you have more of debit, so balance is debit. We read it here, the side which is more. But in order to make it presentable, how we close it? We make the two sides equal by putting the difference here. So the difference is 9,300. So we put it here and we call it balance carried out. So this is the balancing figure or the difference which we are to carry to the next period. Right? So this is brought here. So we call it brought down. This balance is brought here. This is carried to next period and this is brought here. So balance brought down. So you have a cash balance of 9,300. So this is how a account appears and we balance it. Now we have some additional columns, like when you go through the cash transactions and somehow you find this is not matching with the cash available. So you want to know where is the mistake. So you pick up the vouchers, like this is what I spent on stock, on bills. You want to verify the amounts. But in a business, you are not having 5 transactions. You have hundreds of transactions. So how will you match? So putting a date column makes this work easier. So we put a date column here to record the timing, date of the transaction. Another thing is that we have recorded the same in the journal also. So you can verify the amounts through journal also. So one more column is prepared here which is called journal folio. Now the purpose of this I will explain later on, but right now you can say that these columns are for verification purposes. Right? So this is how an account appears and we prepare it. But in a business we will be having hundreds of transactions. We will be preparing all possible accounts. So when we prepare all possible accounts in a given question, so how do we proceed for that? So that we will be taking up next time with a business example, right? So thank you for the day.